What's up, guys? Welcome back to OB Plays MTG. Today we're going to be playing some Mono Green Snow. Mono Green Snow means we have snow-covered lands, if you aren't familiar with this game. I wanted to brew around in Historic and Mono Green and play with some new cards from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. I brewed this list just real quick, just kind of thinking off the top of my head, like, hey, what would be really fun to do and what haven't I done in a while? You're going to see the typical 1 to 3 mana like collected company mono green package. You just can't beat it. It's great. The new cards included are Ranger class. When Ranger class enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. You can up it to level 2 with 1 and a green. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. You can put it up to level 3 in the late game, which is really helpful, and you may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of it. This card is probably one of the best cards in the set. Werewolf Pack Leader. Green and a green. Rare. Human Werewolf. Pack Tactics. Whenever Werewolf Pack Leader attacks, if you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, draw a card. For 3 and a green until end of turn, Werewolf Pack Leader has base power and toughness 5 and 3 and gains trample and isn't human. This card's pretty crazy because you can pretty much do this at any point, and it's going to leave the opponent guessing. They're not going to be as sure on blocks, which is really important when you're kind of an all-creature plan. Scavenging Ooze is not new, but it's in the deck for graveyard purposes. And we have Blizzard Brawl, which is great snow sorcery. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, the creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. Yours doesn't die, theirs does. It's a win-win. This Ranger class card is insane with Pelt Collector and with Werewolf Pack Leader and Scavenging Ooze. Pelt Collector is great because when a creature with higher power than it comes into play, it gets a plus counter to match it. Ranger class brings in a 2/2 and helps us out. So this card really gets a lot as a turn 1 play, as a 1-mana spell. Primal Might, because it ends games or it can help us survive them. Vivien Arkbow Ranger. This is where the deck gets a little different from your normal mono green historic game. A lot of people like Collected Company. There's nothing wrong with that. I play Collected Company all the time. But I wanted to try something new, something a little different with how Brainstorm was just, taken out of the format. There's probably a lot of people trying to brew around things, and we could probably have a little fun with it. Questing Beast, Texting Beast, whatever you want to call it. I mean, look it up. The text is insane. We'll be here all night. I played this in my last video. You know what it does. Vivien Arkbow Ranger, 1 and 3 green, really hard to play in any deck other than mono green. I like Planeswalkers because they're sticky permanents. When you're playing up against control decks, they often have creature removal. They don't really pay attention as much to Planeswalker removal, at least not like Shadow's Verdict. Anything under 3 or over 3 mana, they tend not to bring cards in except in the sideboard, so I like to bring something that's a little bit more higher costed. Vivien Arkbow Ranger, +1, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among up to 2 target creatures that you control. They gain trample until the end of turn. -3, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. This is insane with Questing Beast, because you just kill whatever it is because of Death Touch. -5, we don't really play that because we only carry 4 creatures in the sideboard, and honestly, if we're getting to that point then and not winning, then what are we doing here? Last 2, the Great Henge, insane card, Throne of Eldraine power level. If you don't know by now, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Tap it, add 2 green, you gain 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you draw a card. This card alone can steamroll you through games. It's insane. A little pet card. Ghalta Primal Hunger. I originally built around this card when I started playing Magic, when the Pioneer format came out. I was really interested in it, and it was just super cool to me. And when you first start playing Magic, you want the huge creatures that do things. This card is in here simply because I want to see if we can kill people with it. I want to see if it even makes it through. It's a fun of one of. We're just playing green and getting mean today, so I figured it'd be a lot of fun. Typical mana base, 16 snow-covered forests for your Blizzard Brawl and for your Faceless Haven, which is the most insane creature land ever. 3 snow, it becomes a 4/3 with Vigilance, which means it does not tap when it attacks, and it's all creature types, so it's just insane. Lair the Hydra, new creature land from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Tap it to add a green, then also you can pay X in a green until the end of turn. It becomes an XS green Hydra creature. That's still a land, and X can't be 0. Sideboard real quick. Snakeskin Veil, a little bit of protection against single target removal. Also gives you a plus counter on something you control, and if it's trampling over, even better. Shadow Spear, good against other aggro decks. You can equip it, gain a ton of life, and just kind of run away with the game that way. Ram Through, another removal spell, just good to bring in against other like smaller creature decks. And if the creature has trample, all the damage that your creature does to the opponent's creature is going to go and hit them in the face. Shifting Ceratops up against control decks, protection from blue, can't be countered. It's just useful. You can bring it in. If you pay 4 mana and have a mana left over, you can go ahead and just give it haste and smack them in the face, and they can't block it generally. And it can't be touched by things like Teferi. Grafdigger's Cage against graveyard strategies that suck. Your normal Dreadhorde Arcanist shenanigans. Anything that involves that, we just kind of put that on a lid. Reclamation Sage, good to destroy some artifacts and enchantments, and some extra copies of Vivien, Arkbow Ranger, and the Great Henge. I hope you guys enjoy the deck. I brewed it. I've had a ton of fun playing it in Historic. I'll put the deck list in the description below. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to talk to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Well, mono green. Playing the typical old smack face. Hopefully we can get some wins. Get some fun kills. Fallon. Alright, well, we're on the play. That's a good start. This is a great opening hand. We have Pelt Collector turn 1, Ranger Class turn 2. This will grow like a Ma, and then Werewolf Pack Leader. A little bit of removal. This guy's mulled down to 5, so we might not be playing a match. Unless it's Tybalt's Trickery, and then we're not playing a match, because people love to play that deck. Alright. Pelt Collector on 1, let's go. I don't know why I put the Tiamat sleeves. I just did. It looks like Simic, probably might be Merfolk, or if there's a Simic Guildgate deck that I don't know about. Oh, maybe playing Gates. That's fun. What's that one card? I forget. The one that you just like win. You win. Alright, go ahead and play Werewolf Pack Leader. Get in for some damage. Arboreal Razor, the most boring card ever made. Next turn, probably going to set this thing up. He's going to gain a little life. He might have Gates Ablaze this turn, which would kind of hurt a lot. Guild Summit. That's fair. Draws a card. This deck's really cool. I've seen people play it before in the past. That's kind of insane too. I think what we're gonna do though, kill our Boreal Grazer, get in there for some damage this turn, level this up. Let's go attacking. And we're gonna draw a card, ain't that something? Now opponent could have Gates Ablaze. We're just gonna leave up our stuff here, make sure that we're not totally blown out here if they end up wrathing. Alright. If opponent doesn't have a wrath, they're dead. I mean, they're still dead anyway. So, I think we just go attacking here. Put a plus counter on there. Draw a card. Opponent's going to block. Bad move. Because this is why I told you Werewolf Pack Leader's insane. Now it gets trampled. And that's how you do it. Real quickly. With an insane opening hand. Sideboard. I think this won't be that bad. Playing 24 lands, so I kind of made it so you could actually take out Kazandu Mammoth without being hurt on mana too badly. He probably plays that one So that one card, the Gate Colossus, I believe it's called, where it comes into play based on how many gates you have or whatever. So having Reclamation Sage might not be bad. I think we'll actually take out our pet card. This might be the best way to keep through. Scavenging Ooze isn't really that important, so we'll just get some. See, this is hard. We'll bring in Shadow Spear and another Great Henge. Why not? We're playing crazy tonight. Fallon, back in. As y'all can tell, it's pretty cool. Got these RGB lights for like $25, and I turned them green. Very festive for what we're doing today. I thought that was pretty epic. Alright, I don't like this hand. We have two things here, but I kind of want more. This is even worse. Ranger class is okay, though. We do get a token. This keep is very risky. I normally wouldn't keep something like this, 5 lands, but let's ship a Faceless Haven because a lot of our stuff has green pips. Arboreal Grazer, off to a great rampy start. Opponent is down to 3 cards in hand. Okay. Not a bad pull. We'll go ahead and play the Faceless Haven next turn. This guy's going all in. Ooh, that's an insane draw. Okay. Ranger class. Let's get Pelty Bolson a little bit stronger. No attacks. Gates of Blaze is kind of brutal here, but what can you do? Yep. That's okay. We'll go ahead and play out our Shadow Spear, and we'll level up our Ranger class for future turns. We can also drop Vivien next turn, which isn't bad. Dryad. So we're trying to do shenanigans. We'll play this out. Plus. Zero. Now, if we draw into creatures, we're somewhere. Circuitous Root, Maze's End on the battlefield. Definitely has a chance to win soon. I think it's 10 gates with different names. Rex Sage. Is this an enchantment? Oh. See, this is how you do it, guys. This is how you do it. Alright, land. We're going to go ahead and play Rex Sage. Blow up his Dryad. Because it's an enchantment creature. We will go ahead and equip. Distribute some plus counters onto the Rex Sage. And now we have a bunny.
My, how you've grown.
Opponent drops another Gates Ablaze, like, that sucks, but what can you do? Oh, okay. Makes sense. Well, there's really only one thing to do here. Swing in for a ton of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opponent's got to get rid of all this, otherwise they are toast. Okay, that's fine. We don't really care about that because now opponent's dead. So sorry, Fallon. It's been real. Can't beat the mono green with some gates, man. Oracle Moldiah. Opponent's still doing its best. We're gonna do this. We will equip, give it trample.
This will be fun to watch.
Now they have to block. We are now at 36 life. And that's game. GG's. More mono green. We're out here playing. Smacking face. Last game went well. See how we do against Gene John. Gigantha the Wellspring. Might be Niv Mizzet again. A lot of people playing that deck. This is a great opening hand. I wish this was Pelt Collector, but this could work out with this. Depends what they're playing. If it's Sacrifice, then we're kind of boned. It's just how the game goes. They're the Hydra. Llanowar Elves. Excuse me. Yep. Okay, Gilded Goose. Yeah, it's Jund Sacrifice. That kind of sucks. We do pull the big boy. Let's see if we can get there fast enough. Really depends here. If they start playing up Cauldron Familiar, that sucks. Trample helps, but yeah. This deck is the bane of creature deck's existence. If anybody who knows me, they know I hate Sacrifice, because I feel like you had to be wounded as a child to play it. It's all jokes, people. We're going to go ahead and do this. Hopefully, just to have it out. And if anything survives, we got a Galta next turn. So, we'll see if that's enough. I doubt it. These guys usually have crazy removal, so. Galta was great when every removal spell, regardless of its color, didn't destroy anything it touched. Yeah, so. Looks like they're trying to do a Mayhem double turn soon. Probably leave up that Fabled Passage. Unless. Oh, okay. Cool. Surprising. We'll see how it goes. And it's my turn. There's only one thing to do, guys. Guys and gals and theys and thems. It's time to drop the big boy. Go ahead and draw some cards too, why not? Steel Leaf Champion's pretty dope. I'm not sure what... Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess. This helps because I can attack through him sacrificing shit. Because this deck is so annoying to play against. Like... Look, I know Jund Sacrifice requires a lot of skill. Like, it requires a lot. But this is so boring. Just over and over and over and over. It's like, I just sit there while you just wank away. Knowing you're going to win. Oh, see? Look, I told you. It ain't going to last very long. But that's okay. We have Steel Leaf Champion. Keep Rhonas the Indomitable activated. We'll go ahead and do that now. This is great too because it kind of sifts past. Let's do it. Draw some more cards. Opponent's kind of in trouble. It really depends. Witch's Oven will be great against, or our Reclamation Sage will be great against Witch's Oven, which is kind of like the key card to kind of avoid in this matchup. This will be great because Cauldron Familiar can't block it. So, really, I think what opponent's looking for is Korvold, Fey Curse, which he just found. Hopefully, we can really get a hold on it. I think I can play Blizzard Brawl. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, he sacrificed. Okay. We're going to make him sacrifice Korvold to Witch's Oven. Sounds good to me. We'll go ahead and Blizzard Brawl. Korvold, make him sacrifice it. Oh, decides not to. He does, I hope he realizes that this has indestructible. Looks like he didn't give a damn. Yep, that's game. Wow. So we took on sacrifice and manage to live. That's pretty awesome. This is a great card in the matchup. We'll go ahead and bring in Snakeskin Veil and Rex Sage. Mayhem Devil is just one of those that will make you miserable. Let's what can we take out here? Scavenging Ooze is great. I think Primal Might is kind of crap. We can probably take out 2 Blizzard Brawls because we're probably never going to be able to target their creatures because they sacrifice them. Which is good to have, though, with this, obviously, as we saw in the last game. Take out a Kazandu Mammoth. Let's bring in another Great Henge, and we'll call it a day. I took out Vivien because if they start getting the Mayhem Devils going, they're just going to ping it down anyways. So there's no point. Game 2. Just waiting on this opponent. I wonder if they're just having an existential crisis like I do every Saturday evening. Sunday. Is it Sunday? Who knows anymore? I'm having too many existential crises, as you would. I really like this Ebon Death pet. I was too cheap. I didn't spring for it. I know, right? The whale didn't spring for it. We're gonna keep this just because it has good set amount of creatures. I like Rhonas in this matchup, even though it's a pain because if they start bringing in Claim the Firstborn and all that, which I think they still play, I don't know. I want to keep that. This is hard because this can attack through a Cauldron Familiar, so can that, but this is indestructible. And I'm not shipping these, so I think we'll just put Questy Boy on the bottom of the library, and hopefully we can get through for some damage here. Good chance that this doesn't survive, or they play a Gilded Goose or something. Yep, as I thought, it's a good chance it don't survive. Excuse me, we'll play Lair the Hydra because it comes in untapped, and you only have, if you control 2 or more lands, it comes in tapped. We don't want that. We want to play things on curve in this deck. Drew a land. Not sure how I feel about it. Depends if there's a Mayhem Devil. So, we'll go ahead and play Steel Leaf Champion. I think we'll hold off on attacking right now. Cauldron Familiar. Kind of a pain. Deal some damage to me with this Fabled Passage, and then he'll probably play some crap. Rhonas, and then we'll leave up Snakeskin Veil. See if he takes the bait here. If he ends up blocking with Mayhem Devil, that's a trade I don't mind, because that just gets it off the board. Okay. Sure. I wonder what he's waiting for. Probably for an insane turn, like they always do in Jund. We have Snakeskin Veil to kind of protect things, I guess. Yep, and that's why we have Snakeskin Veil. Oh, opponent's not happy. There we go. Got the scoop. Oh, to play against Jund Sacrifice and actually win. The taste of the salt. Well, it was an interesting set of decks to play against to test this deck. Obviously, Galta did not come out the way we wanted it to. It got killed immediately by Binding the Old Gods, which is kind of what I expected. But hey, it was fun. We're playing mono green and getting mean, as I said before. Vivien won us the game against Gates. Gates is a deck that you don't really see on the ladder anymore. It was cool to see, and we almost lost because they got like 9 different gates, but we managed to get enough power on the board before they could kill us. Jund Sacrifice, very interesting matchup. I hate that deck. It's the worst. I feel like people need to be hugged that play it, but Like I said, it's a very skilled deck. You need to know a lot about the triggers, know what you can do, and you can easily kill people. But I surprisingly survived and managed to win in 2 games against it. This deck is really good. You could probably trim all this nonsense out, play one more Scavenging Ooze and a Primal Might, and be a little bit more efficient. I wouldn't go over 2 copies of Rhonas because you don't want to draw too many of them. Other than that, that's mono green, man. You can't beat it. It's usually cheap to craft. This version is not. But usually cheap to craft, usually great to have, and it's just a good solid aggro deck for any situation. I appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, just want to say thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for some more Magic the Gathering Arena content.